Hello and welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. My name is Phoebe Winters, joined by Quentin Corpuel. We're here at Shirley Povich Field tonight, where your Bethesda Big Train is going to take on the Southern Maryland Senators. And my goodness, it is a hot one tonight. Quentin, a heat wave has hit the DMV area. Today's temperatures in the low 90s feels like 99. How are you dealing with this heat?
Lots of water. You would have thought last night here on our table in the booth we ran a marathon right before this game. There is a lot of water to go around here, thankfully, but that sun is ablazing. Yesterday was the summer solstice, so that was its peak. Hopefully that was its peak. But today on the field, a few hours before game time, the scoreboard registered 104. And I don't feel that's the last time we're going to be seeing triple digits, so hopefully everyone's staying cool out there, but hopefully Bethesda's bats can be as hot as they were specifically in the bottom of the ninth inning. How about that game last night?
That was incredible. An 8 spot in the bottom of the ninth. Just goes to show this team has that mentality of it's really not over until it's over. They fight until the very end. And what a performance. I mean, they had us on the edge of our seats during the bottom of the ninth inning, came just so close to overtaking the competition last night. The Crop Dusters unfortunately walked away with the 13-12 win, but Southern Maryland Senators, on the other hand, the last time these two teams faced each other, Big Train walked away with a 6-0 shutout win in Southern Maryland. Quentin, what are you expecting from tonight's game between these two?
Well, if they could carry that pitching over from Waldorf here to Bethesda, that would be great. Jake Villar looking really, really good in his outing, and then Max Martzoff shutting it down late in the game. I'm looking for them to play a complete game. There have been a handful of games this season where, if we talk about the two main facets of the game, hitting and pitching, one has shown up, the other hasn't. And it's been a little bit since they have played a complete game. The game we saw at Southern Maryland just a few nights ago, I would definitely call that a complete game. Now, the bats weren't as white-hot as they have been in some games this year, but they were enough. And the pitching obviously shut down. So I would like to see them play a complete game, and hopefully that can become a trend going forward in what is a very competitive Ripken League thus far.
I have to agree. I think we've seen a lot of success from the plate, especially last night. Didn't end up with the win, but the bats were hot. Keenan Bowman walking away with 2 home runs last night. I mean, that's just incredible. I'm also very excited for the pitching tonight. We've got Brett Renfro, Virginia Tech Hokie. He's going to be on the mound for the Big Train tonight for his one and only showing this summer. He's got to get back to play for Team USA, but I'm very excited to see him take to the mound and what he can bring to this Big Train bullpen tonight. But we've got a lot of fun in store here at Shirley Povich Field. It's Pop Star night here. Quentin, would you mind sharing a little bit about your favorite pop stars?
Oh boy, this was definitely a tough ask. I do have a large collection of favorites. I'm going to have to go with Rihanna. She is definitely my favorite. Her longevity really is comparable and is one of the only ones that I think we can compare to somebody like LeBron James, who we've basically grown up with, for example. She hasn't released new music in a really long time, but if you go down her list of classics, so many good songs. I believe like the number of, obviously this is subjective, but the number of good songs she has, I'm not sure it's rivaled by many, so that's my personal favorite.
Big fan of Rihanna, definitely. I'd say for myself, I'm a big fan of Sabrina Carpenter. She just released her new song, Please. It's amazing. The music video, gorgeous. I'm also a big fan of Gracie Abrams.
Nice.
Just released a new album last night. She's going to be opening up for the Taylor Swift this summer. Very exciting. But again, a lot of fun in store here at Shirley Povich Field tonight to celebrate Pop Star Night. We're going to get into that during the top of the 7th inning. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie, boogie down, baby. Can you boogie down?
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. We're here at Shirley Povich Field for a very hot summer night of baseball. You've got current Hokie Brett Renfro on the mound. Across from him, future Hokie Luca Perriello. As the first hitter for the Southern Maryland Senators is going to be number 28, Kaidizi Queen. First offering, second offering, popped up high. Under it is first baseman Emilio Gonzalez for out number 1.
So Renfro winning the Battle of Middle Virginia there between himself and Queen from Norfolk State. Now bringing up the left fielder Nathan Brewer.
Now Renfro, 2024 USA Baseball Collegiate National Team member. He's one of 56 athletes invited to partake in the Stars vs. Stripes series and the USA Baseball Training Complex. But he's also only one of 4 Virginia Tech athletes to be invited to the training camp since 2021. As the 1-0 down low for ball 2.
So Renfro trying to start Bethesda off on a good note on the bump. Something that hasn't happened in a couple of games.
As the 2-0 popped up down left field. Ranging under it is third baseman Matthew Wesley. Franklin unable to come up with the catch.
The catcher, a junior
And so that'll
varsity
move
college number
Nathan Brewer over to
15,
first
Nate
base.
McKee.
Next up is going to be number 15, Nate McHugh, up at the plate. First offering to McHugh, outside for ball one.
Whitaker's at third base, Ronski's in right field, Franklin's out.
The 1-0. Foul it off for strike one.
So we do apologize for that last play. It's actually going to be Davin Whitaker at third base and Josh Skoronsky in right field. There goes the runner.
1-1 popped up high. Perriello makes the throw over to second in time for out number 2. So 2 outs on the board now. McHugh staring down a 2-1 count. Renfro getting the big train off to a quick start.
So that continues a trend the Senators have followed through most of this season. They have been caught stealing the most out of any team in the Ripken League.
Is a 2-1 high outside for ball number 3.
It's been interesting to see the varying levels of success on the base paths. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the Gaithersburg Giants recently were caught stealing for the first time all season.
The 3-1. It's in there for strike 2. So catcher McHugh staring down a full count with 2 outs on the board for the Senators. We mentioned last time these two teams met, Big Train shut them out 6-0. Full count swung on and missed for out number 3. So that'll wrap up the top of the first inning. Big Train coming in hot to match this heat wave moving through the DMV. Stay tuned as we head into the bottom of the first. You're listening to Big Train Baseball Network. And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network. As we head into the bottom of the first inning, Big Train holds them scoreless for the top of the first. Now on the mound for the Southern Maryland Senators is going to be number 10, Matt Hoover. First up at bat, it's Jaden Bastian.
Now Hoover this summer's pitched 10 innings with an ERA of 3.6.
As Bastian nails that first offering right into the glove of third baseman Khadijah Queen, so that'll be the first out for the Big Train.
That'll definitely put the XBA up, but the ERA down. Nice catch there from Queen.
Next up is number 29, your Cal Ripken League Hitter of the Week, Andrew Williamson. First offering to Williamson, up high for ball one.
Now the last time Hoover faced the Big Train, allowed just one hit in 3 innings.
The 1-0 swung on and missed for strike one.
To go along with 7 strikeouts. Although in his last appearance, which came against the Giants a week ago from today, gave up 11 hits in 5 innings.
The 1-1 swung on and missed for strike two.
So I'm curious to see if he does get roughed up early, if he'll stay in the game or not.
As the 1-2 gloved outside for ball number 2. The 2-2 popped up high, ranging under it is third baseman Khadijah Queen. He'll make the glove catch for out number 2. Now stepping up, the man of the night last night here at Shirley Povich Field, number 9, Keenan Bowman. Knocked in 2 home runs last night to help the Big Train battle back against the Crop Dusters.
And those couple of homers being rewarded with a move up into the 3 spot tonight.
As the first offering is in there for strike one.
And during batting practice today was crushing baseballs per usual. Ended his session with one to right center field.
As the 0-1 fouled off for strike 2. The 0-2 chopped down past the third baseman, and it'll bounce into left field. Bowman makes it aboard first. Another good start to a good night for Bowman, getting aboard bases early on. With 1 aboard, 2 outs on the board. You've got number 26, Davin Whitaker, stepping up to the plate.
Now that's a pop star. That's Gwen Stefani.
Sweet Escape blares over the stadium speakers as Whitaker walks up, hoping to make a sweet escape from 2 outs on the board and create some positive motion for the Big Train. So he'll foul the first offering off for strike 1.
I really hope our sound team at some point tonight plays any Kesha song from the years 2008 to 2012. I think that'd really bring the house down.
The 0-1 down low for ball 1. You a big Kesha fan?
Yes, that was... She was very popular on my iPod Shuffle back in the day. Definitely one of the first couple of songs I bought on iTunes when that was still a thing.
As the 1-1 down low for ball 2. Grounded into the dirt there, but catcher Nate McHugh right behind it.
That along with the Black Eyed Peas and Far East Movement. Those were the originals.
The 2-1 chopped over to second baseman Hughes for the catch and out number 3. So the Senators leave them scoreless, leave one stranded on the first base. We'll catch you back for the top of the second inning. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
Meet me in the corner, Lord. Meet me in the corner, alone. Meet me
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Both teams scoreless as we leave the first inning, heading into the top of the second. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for your Bethesda Big Train. It's going to be number 25, Michael Lombardi, a newer addition to the Big Train squad. We saw him behind at the plate yesterday evening as they played the Crop Dusters, this time stepping on the mound. First hitter for the Senators is going to be number 23, Carter Groen.
A little New York versus New York to start the top of the second inning.
The 0-1 popped over to center field. Ranging under it is Williamson. He's over at the warning track. He makes the throw over to second, but not in time. So Groen safe over at second base.
The center fielder, a junior at Boston College, number 12.
Next up is going to be number 12, Owen DeShazo.
Now, we haven't seen Groen play against the Big Train in the past couple of matchups, but he's been one of their best hitters, batting .353, entering tonight with 4 home runs.
First offering chopped over to shortstop Bowman. It gets past him. Center fielder Williamson makes the throw over to the mound, but it's not in time as Senators are the first to strike. They've scratched across one, have a runner aboard first. No outs on the board yet. This game is just getting started. Southern Maryland Senators, no doubt, itching to avenge themselves after being shut out by the Big Train
now
earlier this week.
The Northeasterners creating a little bit of havoc early on. A rare Bostonian helping a New Yorker.
First offering to number 22, Mikey Guy, a swing and a miss for strike one. Pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful. The 0-1 popped up high. Ranging under it is catcher Luca Perriello, but it lands in the grandstand for strike two. That one sailed right over the net, bouncing into the home plate grandstand amongst the fans. Looked like none of the fans were able to get a hold of it before it bounced over onto the concourse.
Somebody sounded extremely displeased by the sudden presence of the baseball, which is wild considering that we're at a baseball game.
So Guy facing an 0-2 count, no outs on the board. And the 0-2 outside for ball one. Again, Lombardi played shortstop last night when the Big Train took on the Crop Dusters at home. Now showing off his skills from the mound. Another pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful.
Lombardi's been playing short ever since he got here. But the Big Train looking for any answer they can find with starting pitching. Hopefully Lombardi is that.
As the 1-2 outside for ball two, and the throw over to second. Not in time, so a runner aboard second. Great speed from Perriello, the catcher and future Hokie. Pops up so quickly. Made the throw over to second baseman Jordan Crosland for tonight.
Now, for as many times as the Senators have been caught stealing this season, you have to respect the effort. You can't steal a base unless you try. And they've been doing a whole lot of that so far.
The 2-2 fouled off into the netting. Guy will stay alive to face another 2-2 count. Agreed, I think it takes a lot of ambition and skill to steal a base and to go for it as many times as the Senators have. Shows great ambition. The 2-2 fouled off down the third base line.
Especially at this level where the catchers, Perriello definitely included, have more than capable arms, and middle infielders can get to the bag in a half second.
The 2-2 popped over towards left field.
That's going to go over the wall for a ground rule double.
So Guy with a double and brings in run number 2 for the Senators. Senators taking a nice lead to kick off this ball game.
The shortstop, a sophomore at Georgia Southern, number 8.
Now stepping up
Silas
is going to be
Boris.
number 8, Silas Boris, to the plate.
Now Boris struggling a bit entering tonight, hitting just under 241 at-bats. Let's see if he can get into rhythm here.
First offering to Boris is high, outside for ball 1. The 1-0 popped up high, ranging down center field. Williamson going under, it makes the catch. Throw over to shortstop. Not in time for the tag.
Yeah, probably a smart move by Guy to hold up at second base. Likely would have been tagged out had he tried to take third. Really nice throw there from Williamson in center.
So that'll bring up the designated hitter for the Senators, number 2, Logan Tribble. First offering to Tribble, fouled off down right field for strike 1. The 0-1 popped over to third baseman Whitaker. He'll make the throw over to first in time for out number 2. So the Senators, now with 2 outs on the board, still have a runner in scoring position for their 9-hitter, number 1, P.J. Hughes, to step up to the plate. First offering to Hughes outside for ball 1. The 1-0 popped over towards the right field line, and it'll be fouled off for strike 2. That one making a loud clank as it left the playing area.
I think these baseballs want some Gregorios. That's now 2 that have landed on the concourse by the Miller and Long grandstand. You know what that means. One is bound to come up here.
I'm hoping we can hold that day off for as long as possible. The 1-1 is outside for ball 2.
I thought that one might have been in there. Would have been super cool considering that Hughes thought it might hit him.
The 2-1 fouled off over our heads.
Do we have 3? Where'd it go? I didn't see.
I think it sailed a little bit over us.
Okay.
So a 2-2 count on Hughes. 2 outs on the board for the Senators. 1 runner in scoring position on second. Here comes the 2-2. And it's in there for strike 3 and out number 3. So the Senators scratch across 2, taking an early lead here. Your Big Train set to fight back from the plate when we return for the bottom of the second inning. Stay tuned as you're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. The Southern Maryland Senators scratch across 2 in the top of the second to take an early lead. Now at the plate, going to be number 45, Emilio Gonzalez, hoping to fight back and take back a lead for the Big Train as the first offering to Gonzalez is in there for strike 1.
Now, I talked a little bit with Gonzalez during batting practice. I asked him, Emilio, have you been a pull hitter at some point in your baseball career? Because he's been hitting a lot of balls to the opposite field, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's a thing, and it's not super common. And he was like, yeah, I want to become a pull hitter again. He said he was that in high school.
As the 1-1 fouled off for strike 2.
But he mentioned it to me. It's pretty exhausting trying to put a ball into right field as a lefty comparatively, or excuse me, into right field as a lefty comparatively to left field. But that is definitely something he wants to do a little more of, and I gotta say, he was doing a lot of it pregame.
As the 1-2 far outside for ball 2.
But I think as long as Gonzalez keeps producing, no matter where he hits the ball, I think the Big Train are going to be A-okay.
As the 2-2 is outside for ball 3. So Gonzalez now staring down a full count pitch. The leadoff hitter for the second inning. Hoping to create some action for the Big Train as he's walked out to first base. Not a bad way to kick off the second inning. Getting a runner aboard, bringing up the designated hitter, number 20, Matthew Wesley.
So Gonzalez, a good eye there on that 3-2 pitch. A few pitchers have tested him on those 2-strike pitches, but he hasn't been going after it too much.
As pitcher Hoover tests him over at first base, an unsuccessful pickoff attempt.
But that one looked to be high and outside. The one he's gotten tripped up a bit the most during the summer is anything low out of the zone.
First offering to Wesley, fouled off down right field. So Matthew Hoover, a right-handed pitcher and rising junior at Western Michigan University. He's the grandson of Western Michigan University Athletics Hall of Famer Liz Miller, who played volleyball and field hockey during her time at WMU. The 0-1 to Wesley, swung on and missed for strike 2.
Wesley had the opportunity of the summer last night to put the cherry on top of a potentially incomprehensible comeback. Unfortunately, came up just short, striking out to end the game. Hopefully for him can come back with a vengeance tonight.
As the 0-2 is outside for ball 1. In the bottom of the 9th last night, as you said, Big Train putting up an 8 spot, still had runners aboard, brought in pinch hitter Matthew Wesley. But unfortunately, this Big Train squad could not come up with the tying and go-ahead run as the 1-2 swung on and missed for out number 1 for the Big Train.
And I think that's pretty much the exact same pitch he struck out on to end the game last night, a fastball upstairs.
Perhaps the Senators bullpen doing a little bit of research before coming down to Shirley Povich. Again, searching for some vengeance after being shut out in Waldorf, Maryland. Josh Skoronsky now at the plate. First offering in there for a strike.
But yeah, on your point of the bottom of the 9th last night, I was looking around for any movie cameras. As it was great hitting by the Big Train combined with an unexpected defensive collapse from the Crop Dusters.
The 0-1 popped over down right field. So Skoronsky safely aboard first. Pushes Gonzalez over to second. As number 1, Jordan Crosland is going to step up to the plate. Great piece of hitting from Skoronsky. A grounder over to right field. First offering to Crosland is low for ball 1. The 0-1 high upstairs for ball 1. Sorry, ball number 2. The 2-0 popped up high, fouled off for strike 1.
Now Crosland batting .216 on the season. Has a homer and 8 RBIs.
The 2-1 down low for ball 3.
Everybody clap your hands.
Why isn't everybody clapping their hands? That was an order, not a suggestion.
An order from the sound team. As a 3-1 popped up high, sailing down left field. Gloved by left fielder Nathan Brewer for out number 2 for the Big Train. So 2 outs now on the board as your catcher and 9-hitter Luca Perriello steps up to the plate. Has got 2 runners aboard. So the tying run on first, the go-ahead at the plate. Big Train hoping to cut into the Senators' momentum and hopefully tie this game or establish the lead for themselves. First offering outside for ball 1.
So Perriello getting the start as Cole Constable will have the night off.
Starting tonight, Perryhill got the chance to play with a future teammate, Brett Renfro, who was on the mound to pitch the top of the first inning.
A mere guest appearance for the Hokie.
The 1-1 popped down, right center field. Under it is going to be center fielder DeShazo, so that'll record out number 3. The Big Train leaves 2 stranded on the bases, still trailing by 2 runs. Stay tuned as we take you into the top of the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train, ride the buggy train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie down, fix up. Boogie down, fix up. The way you move, said hey, hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Said hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move, boogie down. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that buggy train till the sun comes up. Ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train, ride that buggy train.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the top of the 3rd inning. Michael Lombardi still on the mound for the Big Train. Leadoff hitter Kaidizi Queen at the plate as the first offering is in there for strike 1. The 0-1 down low for ball 1.
Now the top of the order due up for the Senators, 1, 2, 3 with Queen, Nathan Brewer, and the catcher Nate McHugh, all attending schools that could consider themselves Mizzou killers.
As the 1-1 fouled off for strike 2.
Norfolk State, a 15 seed in the 2012 NCAA tournament, knocking off Missouri in the first round in a huge upset, 86-84.
The 1-2 outside for ball 2.
Middle Tennessee State spoiling Mizzou's homecoming in 2016 by dropping 50 on the Tigers. And then Boston College beating Missouri football in overtime in 2021.
As the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll record out number 1 for the Senators.
That was for Phil Pressey.
The left fielder, number 7.
And if one
Nathan
person
Brewer.
understands that, I'll be happy.
Now at the plate is going to be number 7, Nathan Brewer. A look around the Cal Ripken League for tonight. You've got the Aces and the T-Bolts top of the 2nd, both tied at 1. Top of the 2nd for the Braves and the Giants. Braves lead 2-0 as Brewer takes the first offering for a ball. The 1-0 outside for ball 2. The 2-0 popped high, ranging down center field. You see Williamson at the warning track. And that one's over the wall, so that'll be a home run
Home run, Nathan
for
Brewer.
number 7, Nathan Brewer. He has now extended the lead for the Senators to 3. An incredible at bat from Brewer, sailing over that center field wall. Saw Williamson ranging over towards the warning track and then just pausing as he watched it sail over the fence.
Taylor Swift said it best. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. Another early home run given up by the big train.
First offering to number 15, Nate McHugh. Escapes third baseman Whitaker, and that'll put the catcher McHugh on to first.
The right fielder, number 23.
Now stepping up,
Carter
number 23,
Grown.
Carter Grown. A runner aboard. Already tacked a home run on during this inning.
And Groen reaching second in his last at bat.
First offering to Grown. Chopped foul down the third base line. Pickoff attempt at first unsuccessful. The 0-1 outside for ball 1. Another pickoff attempt at first, but McHugh still safely aboard. Another pickoff attempt at first.
The third time proving not to be the charm.
McHugh garnering a lot of attention from Lombardi over at first base. The 1-1 popped over to the pitcher. Throw made over to shortstop, over to first for outs 2 and 3. So the Senators scratch across a home run to extend their lead 3-0, but Big Train leaves 2 stranded aboard, first and second. So that'll wrap things up for the top of the third inning. Stay tuned as we head into the bottom of the third. You're listening to Big Train Baseball Network.
On and on and on and on, hoping I can get to know you better. Living in sweet suburbia, some fun is all we want. 2 kids come alive in a night rush. I'll be the girl next door, you be my summer crush.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Senators scratch across 1 to extend their lead to 3-0. First up at the plate for the Big Train, the top of the order, Jaden Bastian. He'll take the first offering for strike 1.
Now, Phoebe, we just got word from one of our lovely interns, Lily Stewart, that a new TikTok is live on the Go Big Train account.
The 1 in there for strike 2.
Featuring all of the interns singing karaoke.
Couldn't be more fitting for Pop Star Night, in my opinion. If you want to go check it out, find us on @GoBigTrain on TikTok. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll be out number 1 for the Big Train. I believe you had an excellent rendition
The center fielder
of Imagine by John Lennon in that TikTok.
I appreciate that. I thought about it a little more. Imagine's kind of a buzzkill of a karaoke song, so I probably would have picked something else.
It could also just unite the community, as first offering to Williamson swung on and missed for strike 1.
Yeah, it's cool to imagine if people live for today. You sang Gold on the Ceiling, if I'm not mistaken.
I did, as the 0-1 popped up foul for strike 2.
But you looked at your phone while you did it.
Okay.
Might have to take off a couple of style points, but that's a good song.
To be fair, when you do sing karaoke, you do have the lyrics in front of you, as the 0-2 upstairs for ball 1.
There are also gutter rails in bowling, but don't gotta use those.
The 1-2 fouled off.
I must say, now would be a pretty terrible time to play tennis here by Shirley Povich Field, as a lot of foul balls have landed in the courts. Although we have been seeing a lot of people on the courts way after the game has ended.
As the 1-2 lined foul down the right field line.
But quickly back to karaoke. Would you have sang Gold on the Ceiling if you had to do it over again?
I do love singing that song. I've got a lot of karaoke songs in my repertoire. One that my friends and I really enjoy is Heartache Medication by John Party, as Williamson will swing and miss for strike 3 and out number 2.
The shortstop, number 9, Keenan Bowman.
Number 9, Keenan Bowman, stepping up to the plate now, had a base hit during his previous at-bat, had 2 home runs last night. Hoping to keep the good times rolling, as he'll chop that one over to the pitcher. Will make the throw over the first for out number 3. So a quick bottom of the third for the Big Train, still trailing 3-0. Stay tuned as we head into the top of the 4th inning. You are listening to Big Train Baseball Network.
Meet me in the corner, love. Meet me in the corner, love. Meet me in the corner, love. Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you move.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Big Train still held scoreless, trailing 3-0. Now on the mound is going to be Joey Wimpelberg, number 14 for the Big Train. First to kick off the hitting is going to be number 12, Owen DeShazo. He'll take the first offering outside for ball 1. Now number 7, Nathan Brewer, knocking in a home run during the top of the third to extend the Senators' lead to 3-0. As DeShazo chops that one over to third baseman. Whitaker makes the throw over to first for the out.
I will never not enjoy watching Davin Whitaker make throws across the diamond. It looks like a cricket ball. It's so funny. I've never seen anything like it.
The first baseman, number 22, Mikey Guy.
Now stepping up to the plate is going to be number 22, Mikey Guy. Got a ground double during his last at-bat as the first offering is low outside for ball 1. The 1-0 chopped foul down the left field line.
Now Wimpelberg so far this season has made 2 appearances. Went 3 full innings in both. Actually picked up a win on June 9th against the Braves.
It's 1-1 outside for ball 2.
In those 3 innings, didn't allow a hit.
The 2-1 down low for ball 3. The 3-1 is outside for ball number 4. So Mikey Guy walking out to first. That'll bring up number 8, the shortstop, Silas Boris.
So Phoebe, quickly going back to the theme of Pop Star Night, I have to ask you this question. I don't know why I made that sound so intense. It's really not. It's really not that intense of a question.
As the first offering to Boris outside for ball 1.
If everything was on the line, okay, I guess this might be a little bit intense. If everything was on the line, as Max Kellerman would say, if the Martians had the death beam pointing at planet Earth, you needed to get every word to one song correct. What are you picking?
What am I picking? My go-to song that I know every word to.
And you can't pick something like the ABCs, where it's super, super widely known. This has to be a song you can find and would play in the car, like, willingly.
As the 1-0 to Boris nailed down center field. Under it is Williamson for out number 2. To answer your question, I think a song I could recite from memory. The first one that comes to mind is Slow Hands by Niall Horan. I love that song. I have listened to it on the CD player in my car as I've driven over to Shirley Povich Field a number of times, so I think I could nail that one down, but I have to admit I'm not great with remembering lyrics. First offering to Tribble. Grounded over to shortstop, gets past him, scooped up by left fielder. So Tribble makes it over to first. You've got a runner on first and second for the Senators. 2 outs on the board as the number 9 hitter, P.J. Hughes, steps up to the plate. Now, Quentin, we saw a similar situation between these two teams, but earlier this week, the Big Train were the ones in favor of the score. Not a very high-scoring game. Started off slowly, but one team chipping in further and further to the score while the other left scoreless. Are we seeing a repeat of last time?
Now I'd like to put that song on replay. I'm just not sure if it's going to happen tonight.
The 1-0 to Hughes. Fouled off for strike one.
Who sang that one?
Replay was by Zendaya.
Okay. Thank you. Very good song.
That was a good. Now it's stuck in my head as. The 1-1 is in there for strike two. So Joey Wimpelberg has a 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on base for the Senators, hoping to close them out, leave them at 3. Comes the 1-2. Up high for ball 3.
And waiting on deck is the leadoff hitter, Queen. Looking to have himself a good time tonight.
The 2-2 fouled off. So Hughes will stay live at the plate to face the 2-2 count.
Talk about pop stars. Actually walked up on my family watching Bohemian Rhapsody a couple nights ago.
Have you watched Bohemian Rhapsody?
I have.
Did you enjoy the movie?
I did. Very much. Gave me an excuse to sing Queen.
The 2-2 swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 3. So Joey Wimpelberg leaves 2 stranded. Holds them scoreless for the first time since the top of the first. Big Train still trailing by 3, looking to attack from the plate when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network for the bottom of the 4th inning.
On this day,
And we're back here on the Big Train Baseball Network, bottom of the 4th inning. Big Train still trailing by 3. Leading us off is going to be number 26, Davin Whitaker, walking up to another great pop song, LA Love by Fergie, as he'll take that first offering for a strike.
Whitaker explained to us on Media Day he is definitely a pop music enjoyer, so I hope he's enjoying tonight.
It's the 0-1 swung on and missed for strike 2. I have to say I love both of his walk-up song choices. Actually, his secondary walk-up song choice, Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani. I remember when it came out. It's the 0-2. Popped over to second baseman. He'll make the throw over to first for out number 1 for the Big Train. I remember when Sweet Escape used to play on the radio all the time after it first came out. It kind of became me, my mom, and my older sister's anthem. We sung it together along with the radio every time it came on. That song holds a special place in my heart.
I was going to say, you remember when it came out? You would have had to have been like 3. Do you remember that far back?
Actually, psychology fact, your first memories start forming when you're age 3, like developmental wise.
Interesting.
But as the 0-1 outside for ball 1.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about being 3.
You don't remember preschool?
Oh, well, I remember preschool.
The 1-1 chopped over to the second baseman. He'll make the throw over to first for out number 2.
I remember preschool, but that was more that was more the tail end.
The tail end of being 3 years old.
Sure.
Number 20, Matthew Wesley.
As
Yeah.
number 20, Matthew Wesley steps up to the plate. I think it was just such a formidable memory for me. We continued to sing along to that song even past its debut on the radio. It's the first offering to Wesley's in there for strike 1.
Yeah, shout out Hawthorne in Southern California.
The 0-1 outside for ball 1.
So Wesley striking out in his last at-bat, looking to create a little 2-out magic for the big train as Josh Skoronsky waits on deck.
The 1-1 is down low for ball 2. The 2-1 outside for ball 3. So Wesley sitting ahead in the count, hoping to capitalize on this and create some momentum for the big train as he'll foul that one off for strike 2. The full count to Wesley is grounded over to third baseman, who will make the throw over to first for out number 3. So Mikey Guy over at first getting a lot of action to leave the big train scoreless once again. Big train still trailing 3-0. Stay tuned as we head in to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
It's also
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the top of the 5th inning. Leading off is the top of the order for the Senators, number 28, Kaidizi Queen. Still on the mound is going to be Joey Wimpelberg. Held him scoreless in the previous half inning. It's the first offering, grounded over to the pitcher who makes the throw over to first in time for out number 1. That one nearly escaping Wimpelberg's glove, but able to corral it in time to make the throw over to first baseman Gonzalez.
That was a heck of a recovery by Wimpelberg. Might have been better off letting that one go and allowing Jordan Crosland, the second baseman, to make that play, but when you're as tall and lanky as Wimpelberg, those ground balls are very tough to resist because he can make those plays.
Brewer had a home run during his previous at-bat. He'll take the first offering in the dirt for ball 1.
Those Blue Raiders from Middle Tennessee State just will never go away in anything, ever.
As the 1-0 swung on and missed for strike 1.
I wonder if it's mandatory for all athletes before their seasons to watch, like, Rudy or something before starting their respective seasons.
The 1-1 low and outside for ball 2.
Just so many come from behind and underdog victories for the Blue Raiders, especially in postseason play in recent memory.
The 2-1 chopped over to pitcher Wimpelberg. He'll easily make the toss over to first base for out number 2. Next up is going to be the catcher, Nate McHugh, up at the plate. So the first 2 hitters nailing them straight to Wimpelberg on the mound. McHugh hoping to break the pattern and scratch across a couple more for the Senators. Already sitting 3-0. First offering is chopped over to third baseman. Whitaker makes the throw over to first, and that'll be out number 3, so that'll wrap up the top of the 5th inning. Once again, Senators held scoreless. That's 2 consecutive now. Big Train hoping to attack from the plate when we return for the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
On and on and on and on, hoping I can get to know you better, living in sweet suburbia. Some fun is all we want. 2 kids come alive in a night rush. I'll be the girl next door, you'll be my summer crush. Yeah, I think you should come and pick me up, 'cause nothing feels as good as summer. Two kids come alive in a night rush. I'll be the girl next door, you'll be my summer crush. Yeah, I think you should come and pick me up, 'cause nothing feels as good as summer.
And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off is going to be number 39, Josh Skoronsky, hoping to create some action on the scoreboard for the Big Train as he'll nail that one down center field. Under it for the glove catch is Owen DeShazo for out number 1. So the Big Train's been making contact on the ball, but unfortunately the defense from the Senators been working hard to keep them scoreless for the previous 4 innings. Now up at the plate, number 1, Jordan Crosland, as that first offering is low and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 down low, sorry, inside for ball 1, for strike 1. The 1-1 outside for ball 2.
So Wimpelberger over these past couple of half innings doing a nice job of keeping this game at 3-0.
As Crosland will ground that one over to the shortstop, who will make the throw over to first in time for out number 2.
Great hustle by Crosland, just not in time. That one looked like it might hop up on Boris at short, but was able to field it cleanly and get it over to Mikey Guy for out number 2.
The catcher number 18.
Again, as I mentioned, they've been making great contact on the ball. Only 2 players in the Big Train lineup have been struck out at the plate, so they're getting hits off. It's the Senators' defense that's nailing them to keep them scoreless. As first offering to Perriello down low for ball 1. Just haven't been able to find the sweet spots on the field. The 1-0 outside for ball 2. The 2-0 fouled off for strike 1. The 2-1 popped over towards center field. Under it, Owen DeShazo with the catch for out number 3. So another quick half inning for the Big Train, still looking to record one on the board. Stay tuned as we head into the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner, no. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you boogie down. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Boogie down.
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Joey Wimpelberg still on the mound, has held them scoreless for the previous 2 half innings, hoping to continue that pattern as the leadoff hitter is going to be number 23. Carter Groen has got a double tonight as he'll line that one foul.
Now, with a Californian on the mound and a New Yorker at the plate, I feel like it'd be a good time to bring up the MLB game last night at Rickwood Field, celebrating not just the Negro Leagues, but Willie Mays, who played his entire MLB career in California and New York.
As the 0-1 popped high over the first base grandstand for strike 2.
And the stars aligned in a pretty neat way. I said last night the world has a funny way of things working out, and baseball falls into that category as mainly a subcategory. But Willie Mays' birthday is May 6th.
It's the 0-2 outside in the dirt for ball 1.
The Cardinals, the home team, beat the Giants, the road team, 6-5. So the scoreboard read 5-6. And the man who came in to close for the Cardinals, Ryan Helsley, wears number 56. And the amount of saves he had entering the game?
It's the 1-2 lined foul down right field, actually caught by a player in the Senators' bullpen.
That's the first time we've seen that all season. But Ryan Helsley entered last night with 24 saves. Now 24 is the same jersey number that Willie Mays wore for almost his entire professional career.
As the 1-2 popped high down left field. Under it for the catch, and out number 1 is going to be Jaden Bastian. Now coming up is going to be number 12, Owen DeShazo.
The center fielder number 12, Owen DeShazo.
DeShazo's been pretty busy in center field tonight. A lot of hard hit balls going his way. Unfortunately, none of them have dropped for the big train.
So the first offering to DeShazo is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. The 1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2.
Waiting on deck is the first baseman, Mikey Guy. Another home run threat for the Senators.
It's the 1-2 in the dirt for ball 2. Mikey Guy's been having a night, a double during his first at-bat, a base hit during his second. As the 2-2 count outside for ball 3. So the count moves full on DeShazo, 1 out on the board for the Senators. Lead 3-0, but have been held scoreless for the previous 2 innings. The full count, fouling off. So DeShazo will stay alive to face another full count pitch. Here comes the full count. And that one's outside for ball 4. That'll walk DeShazo out to first. For a dangerous bat within the Senators lineup, Mikey Guy to take up to the plate.
The first baseman, number
Again,
22,
got a base
Mikey
hit
Guy.
during his previous at-bat. Started off the night with a ground double. First offering to Guy. It's in there for strike 1. pickoff attempt at first. Unsuccessful. As the 0-1 grounded over to a diving Jordan Crossland. Jumps right over the ball. So that'll get Mikey Guy over to first. Pushes DeShazo over to second. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 8, Silas Boris, to the plate.
The shortstop, number 8, Silas Boris.
Another great effort from Crossland. But these, not just the middle infielders, it's been all the infielders giving tough ground balls over these past couple of games, as we're going to have our first mound visit of the night.
To Wimpelberg. Looks like there might be some action in the bullpen, but we're going to send it out to a quick commercial break while we wait for this mound visit. Stay tuned as we return to the top of the 6th inning. And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Joey Wimpelberg still on the mound for the Big Train. Silas Boris at the plate. Silas Boris at the plate. First offering to Boris, fouled off for strike 1. You've got Owen DeShazo over on second. Mikey Guy on first. 1 out on the board for the Senators. Wimpelberg in a bit of a jam, hoping to keep the Senators' lead at 3. As the 0-1 down low for ball 1. The 1-1 fouled off for strike 2.
And waiting on deck is the designated hitter, Logan Tribble.
The 1-2 outside for ball 1. And when getting away from catcher Perriello there, does great to block it, but unable to make a play, as Boris will face a 2-2 count. Here comes the 2-2 outside for ball 3. So the count moves full on Boris. Has 2 runners aboard, just 1 out on the board for the Senators.
Now, something we've seen a few Big Train pitchers struggle with so far this season is finishing those 2-strike counts. Hopefully for Bethesda, Wimpelberg can finish this one and put 2 outs on the board.
The full count popped up high, ranging under it is a diving left fielder Skowronski. Right fielder Skowronski just gets away from him, bounces over his glove. So that'll load the bases for the Senators, sending up the designated hitter Logan Tribble, who got a base hit during his previous at-bat.
So that was a great pitch from Wimpelberg. He was able to jam Boris. Unfortunately, he hit it to a nice part of the grass where no Big Train fielder could get to it, despite a great effort from Skowronski in right field.
Saw him charging after it. Slid down to make the catch, and it just hopped over him as the first offering to Tribble nailed down to right field. Under it is Skoronsky. He'll make the throw over to home plate. But the Senators scratch across one more. 2 outs on the board now. Runners on the corners.
I feel like Skoronsky might want that throw back. We've seen him multiple times deliver frozen ropes to both third and home,
For the Senators, a sophomore
trying to
Oxford
gun down
University
DeShazo
number
at
5,
home, but
Mike
unable to do so. And now the Senators up by 4. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
As it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter, number 5, Mike Sweeney, in for the Southern Maryland Senators. A sophomore for Hofstra, hails from Belrose, New York. First offering to Sweeney is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 fouled off for strike 1. So Wimpelberg, right-handed pitcher and rising sophomore at Central Florida, in a bit of a pickle here. Bases, 2 runners on the corners for the Senators. He's got 2 outs on the board. Senators have already scratched across another one to extend their lead to 4-0, hoping to keep the score at 4-0 as Perriello makes a throw over to second. Not in time. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Senators. 2 outs on the board. Sweeney facing a 2-1 count.
I was curious to see if Perriello would throw down to second, considering the runner on third base. But then you have to look at the other team's perspective. There are 2 outs, and these could be 2 very big runs if Sweeney's able to put one into the outfield. So good on the Senators for keeping themselves in the net positive on the base pass tonight.
As the 2-1 is in there for strike 2. Wimpelberg hoping to work his way out of this dangerous situation. Leave 2 stranded on the base pads. The 2-2 is low, is in there for strike 3, and that'll record out number 3. Wimpelberg leaves them stranded on second and third. Senators scratch across 1 to make the score 4-0. We'll catch you back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. You are listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
We are
And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. The Senators record another one to extend their lead to 4-0. Big Train hoping to attack at the plate. Senators sticking with Hoover on the mound. He's pitched for the previous 5 innings. As a first offering to Jaden Bastian is outside for ball 1.
Something I had mentioned, but earlier in the game, I was curious to see if Hoover was going to get a long leash tonight.
As the 1-0 nailed down towards center field under it. DeShazo for the catch and out number 1.
I mean, this guy's a black hole in center field. Anything that has been hit to him, he hasn't really had to move at all.
Directly under them, vacuuming them up to leave the Big Train scoreless thus far. Now stepping up the hitter of the week for the Cal Ripken League, number 29, Andrew Williamson. Struck out during his previous at-bat. He'll go for the bunt. Racing over to first. The throw over to first is not in time for the speedy Andrew Williamson. Shows bunt successfully to get himself onto first. Sending up the shortstop, number 9, Keenan Bowman, to the plate. Keenan, a big bat, had a huge night last night. Now with a runner aboard, hoping to capitalize on this situation and mark some on the scoreboard for the Big Train. First offering to Bowman upstairs for ball 1.
That was a great decision by Williamson to lay down a bunt, because he's not only a weapon at the plate, he's a weapon on the base paths. He can extend plays an extra base like very few in this league can, so good job by him.
As the 1-0 swung on and missed for strike 1. The 1-1 popped over towards left field under it. Left fielder Nathan Brewer for the catch and out number 2, but an excellent piece of hitting from the shortstop Bowman. Popped it up high. But the Senators' defense attacks. Now number 26, Davin Whitaker, coming up to the plate.
Was Gwen Stefani ever a judge on The Voice, or am I making that up?
No, she was. She was a judge on The Voice for some time, and is married to Blake Shelton, who is also a voice on The Judge. Is first offering to Whitaker outside for ball 1.
Do you think you would get chair turns if you auditioned?
No, I can't sing a note, unfortunately. One of my biggest life regrets is never learning how to sing. Pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful.
I think maybe if I sang Tequila, I'd have a chance. But that's about it.
The 1-0 popped over towards right center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. Whitaker rounding out towards second. The throw over to second baseman, not in time for big bad David Whitaker. Safely aboard second base, has pushed Williamson onto third. So you've got 2 runners in scoring position for number 45, Emilio Gonzalez, to step up to the plate. 2 outs on the board for the Big Train. Gonzalez been having a good night, was walked out to first during his first at-bat, hoping for some similar success to get the Big Train on the scoreboard. First offering to Gonzalez is down low for ball 1. We'll see a quick mound visit over to Hoover. Been seeing some action in the Senators' bullpen. We'll cut it to a quick commercial break. We'll catch you back for the rest of the bottom of the 6th inning. And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network, still in the bottom of the 6th inning. Emilio Gonzalez at the plate. Matthew Hoover on the bump for the Senators has held them scoreless for the previous 5 innings. Hoping to do so again, but in a bit of a jam with 2 runners in scoring position for the Big Train as the 1-0 is fouled off for strike 1.
Let's see if Gonzalez can hit the sweet spot. His swing is very conducive to pop-ups just like that one.
The 1-1 upstairs for ball 2. The 2-1 outside for ball 3.
Again, he doesn't really go for pitches in that middle to upper part of the outside zone. Let's see what Hoover comes back with, as Gonzalez is just a ball away from his 2nd consecutive walk of the night.
The 3-1 fouled off for strike 2, so the count moves full on Gonzalez.
Everybody
2 outs on the board with runners in scoring position. The Big Train still yet to record a run tonight. The full count chopped over to the first baseman, so that'll record out number 3. So the Big Train still held scoreless as we head into the top of the 7th inning. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train, ride the boogie train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner, no. 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 Boogie down, mix up. Boogie down, fix up. The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Till the sun comes up. Ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train, ride that boogie train till the sun comes up. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you groove. Hey baby, I love the way you move. Say hey baby, I love the way you
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the top of the 7th inning. You've got a new pitcher on the bump for the Bethesda Big Train. It's Aiden Rittenauer facing the leadoff hitter, top of the order, Kaidizi Queen. He'll take that first offering for strike one.
Now we have a battle of Virginians here to lead off the inning. Aiden Rittenauer hailing from Woodbridge, which is the same hometown as one of our lovely producers, Jordan Parham, who was kind enough to write down a few cool fun fact bullet points about the town. The first one he wrote, every high school has a CTE specialty program, which I think is pretty neat. And Jordan is an alumni of C.D. Hilton High School, which is the same high school that Big Train manager Sal Colangelo currently works at.
As the 0-2 to Kaidizi Queen in there for strike three and out number one.
Also made a note that the Occoquan River flows through Woodbridge, and that not too long ago actually had a football player, C.D. Hilton, Ricky Slade, commit to Penn State.
As the first offering to Brewer is high outside for ball one.
Eventually took his talents back to the DMV, going to Old Dominion to play for the Monarchs.
As the 1-0 popped up high down left field under it, Keenan Bowman for the catch and out number two. Quite the hustle from the third baseman, shortstop tonight, Bowman, to make the glove catch for out number two.
The catcher number 15, Nate McHugh.
Now stepping up, the catcher number 15, Nate McHugh. First offering to McHugh, high for ball one. The 1-0 in there for strike one. The 1-1 fouled off for strike two.
It's getting closer.
Rittenauer hoping to keep the Senators at 4 runs. Just one money pitch away from doing so. The 1-2 is in there for strike three and out number three, so that'll wrap up the top of the 7th inning. Senators still lead 4-0. Big Train looking to make a big comeback when we come back for the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to the Big Train Baseball Network.
Keep watching you when you leave. Something new. Keep hoping you feel this too. Holding on and on and on and on. Hoping I can get to know you better. Living in sweet suburbia. Some fun is all we want.
And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Senators bringing in a new pitcher. It's going to be number 20, Luke Trout, a rising freshman at Brown University, as the first offering for Matthew Wesley is upstairs for ball 1. Now Hoover, the starting pitcher, held him scoreless for the previous 6 innings. Trout hoping to capitalize on that success to avenge the Senators' shutout loss to the Big Train and give them a taste of their own medicine, as Wesley will swing and miss for strike 2. Count 1-2 on the Virginia Tech Hokie.
The Senators delivering that heartache medication you were talking about earlier.
As the 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 1 for the Big Train. Now coming up is going to be number 39, Josh Skoronsky.
Number 39, Josh Skoronsky.
First offering to Skoronsky is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 landing in the dirt for ball 2. The 2-0 up high for ball 3. So Skoronsky staring down a hitter's count. Again.
Nope, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Again, Big Train hoping to record one on the scoreboard, as the 3-0 is outside for ball number 4. That'll walk Skoronsky out to first. Next up, number 1, Jordan Croslin. Quentin, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say Jordan Croslin was on deck, but that already happened, so that statement is now null.
So Croslin at the plate. He's got 1 runner on base, 1 out on the board. Again, Big Train really hoping to get some numbers onto the scoreboard here and find out of a 4-0 hole, as the first offering to Croslin outside for ball 1. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1.
It's finally cooled off over the past couple of innings here in Bethesda. It felt like the sun was giving all of us a big hug for most of the afternoon.
The 1-1 chopped over past the shortstop for a base hit. Jordan Croslin on first, Skoronsky on second. Next up to the plate is going to be the 9-hitter and catcher Luca Perriello, hoping to capitalize on this situation and prevent a shutout win for the Senators. Quick mound visit over the pitcher from catcher Nate McHugh. He'll return to his position behind the plate.
The catcher, number 18, Luca Perriello.
First offering to Perriello is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 fouled off for strike 1.
Now the Big Train looking for their 8th victory of the season. The Senators looking to do the same. both the Aces and the Giants currently at 10 wins.
As the 1-1 is outside for ball 2.
Everybody clap your hands.
The 2-1 is upstairs for ball 3. Perriello in an advantageous situation, hoping to capitalize on this. Load the bases for the leadoff hitter, Jaden Bastian. Quick score update from around the league. Bottom of the 6th, Braves trailing by 3. Giants 5-2. Top of the 7th for the Aces and the T-Bolts. Aces leading 3-2. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. That one's grounded into the glove of second baseman, who will drop it. Makes the throw over to first, but not in time. That's a base hit for Luca Perriello. That'll load the bases for your leadoff hitter, Jaden Bastian, to take to the plate. Big Train sitting in a golden opportunity to strike back at the Senators. 4-0 advantage.
So I don't know whether Hughes at second base, whether that ball genuinely dropped in front of him and he couldn't get to it, or he was trying to go galaxy brain for the double play. But I don't think it would have worked, as Luca Perriello was running hard to first anyway. So he wouldn't have caught him sleeping. So that was definitely an interesting sequence for Hughes at second base. But nevertheless, Jaden Bastian representing the tying run, as it looks like
we're having a mound visit with pitcher Luke Trout. We've seen some action in the Senators bullpen, but there won't be a pitching change yet. Again, bases fully loaded for the Big Train. Excellent hitting from Luca Perriello to get on base. Only one out on the board for the Big Train, as the top of the order, number 2, Jaden Bastian, takes to the plate.
this would be a heck of a time for our first Bastian Bash of the summer. We saw a grand slam not too long ago by A.J. Martin.
So first offering fouled over the first base grandstand, headed towards the batting cages.
Everybody clap your hands.
The 0-1 nailed down center field. It'll drop for a base hit. That'll bring in the first run for the Big Train. And bases still loaded. Josh Skoronsky responsible for the first run of the night for the Big Train. Only trailing by 3, have 3 runners aboard as your Cal Ripken hitter of the week, number 29, Andrew Williamson, takes to the plate. Now we've seen a lot of action over to the center field from the Big Train bats, and DeShazo has been giving them hell over there. As you mentioned, a black hole over in center field has been vacuuming all of them up. But it looks like we will see a pitching change for the Senators here, so we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for the finale of the bottom of the 7th inning when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network.
watching you when you leave. Something new. Keep hoping you feel this too. Holding on and on and on and on. Hoping I can get to know you better. Living in sweet suburbia. Some fun is all we want. Two kids come alive in a night.
And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network. For the bottom of the 7th inning, bases loaded for the Big Train. Hitter of the week, number 29, Andrew Williamson at the plate. New pitcher on the mound for the Senators in Avery Tealman. A right-handed pitcher and rising junior from Western Michigan University, as Williamson will take that first offering for a strike.
Pitched just 2 2/3 innings for the Broncos last season. Gave up 4 hits, 3 earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts.
The 0-1 outside for ball 1. The 1-1 low and outside for ball 2. The 2-1 to Williamson upstairs for ball 3.
Everybody clap your hands.
Williamson sitting in favor of the count. Bases loaded, only 1 out on the board. Hoping to capitalize on this situation to maybe turn the tides of this ball game. Here comes the 3-1. That one's outside for ball number 4, and that'll walk in run number 2 for the Big Train, who now sit behind by just 2 runs, as you'll have number 9, shortstop Keenan Bowman, step up to the plate. Bases still loaded for the Big Train. Bowman at the plate, 1 out on the board. Big Train just needs 3 to take the lead of this ball game. First offering to Bowman, outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Chopped foul
Wow.
down left field.
What a catch by Jackson Giacconi.
From over in the dugout. See him fist bumping his teammates. Can see the Big Train dugout coming alive. The count is 1-1 on Bowman. The 1-1 fouled off for strike 2.
Now, just a quick note before this next pitch. Night has fallen here at Shirley Povich Field. We are supposed to get a strawberry moon tonight. Not just a full moon, but a strawberry moon. Now, on the other side of the Big Train are the Senators, who have a player by the name of Ian Kennedy. He currently attends the University of Michigan. Their mascot, the Wolverines.
The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 2. That'll send up the big bad Davin Whitaker to the plate. Recorded a double during his last at-bat. Hoping for some similar success at the plate. And you mentioned this the last time we played the Southern Maryland Senators, that time in Waldorf. Ian Kennedy, potential werewolf, in your opinion?
Well, all I'm going to say is that if number 42 in gray,
As Whitaker will line that one down to center field and under it, Owen DeShazo, but there comes run number 3 and 4 as there is no throw down to first. So we've got a tie ball game as we head into the top of the 8th inning, folks. It's not over till it's over. Stay tuned as we head into the top of the 8th. Oh, that's recorded not an out, so that's not the end of the bottom of the 7th inning. Made the catch, but wasn't able to catch him. So Emilio Gonzalez up at the plate.
probably should have held that point until later in the inning, because Davin Whitaker, known for jumping on early pitches, just did so there to tie the game.
And his first offering to Gonzalez nailed over the head of the shortstop. Whitaker rounding third, so that'll record run number 7 in Andrew Williamson. Sorry, run number 5 from Andrew Williamson. You've got runners on the corner. You're still in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big Train has changed the tides of this ball game. For number 20, Matthew Wesley, to step up to the plate. My God. Gonzalez nailing it down the left center field for a base hit. Runners on the corner. Wesley at the plate. Your Big Train now leading 5-4, had been held scoreless for the previous 6 innings, now putting up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 7th, as we'll see a pinch runner come in for Emilio Gonzalez. It's number 27, Christopher Diaz. Again, Diaz over on first, Davin Whitaker on third, Matthew Wesley at the plate. 2 outs on the board.
I had said earlier, Emilio Gonzalez would rather pull the ball and put good wood on it, but as long as he puts it into the outfield safely, I don't think the Big Train or anyone here at Shirley Povich Field is going to particularly care. As the sweet sound of Freddie Mercury has befallen upon Shirley Povich Field, who's all of a sudden excited after this 5 spot here in the bottom of the half of the inning.
First offering to Wesley is low and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 outside upstairs for ball 2. So Wesley ahead in the count, has runners on the corners. Big Train has already taken the lead, but would love to cushion it further to make things difficult for the Senators. The 2-0 in there for strike 1.
Uh-oh.
That one getting away. Throw over to the pitcher. Whitaker coming in from third, but is tagged out at home plate. An excellent play from the pitcher and catcher and the fielding squad from the Senators. Big Train leading 5-4 as we wrap up the 7th inning. Stay tuned as we head into the top of the 8th.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that bucket train till the sun comes up. Ride that bucket train, ride that bucket train, ride that bucket train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner alone. Meet me in the corner
We're back on the Big Train Baseball Network here at Shirley Povich Field, where your Bethesda Big Train has taken the lead. A 5 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning has put them at the advantage. Aiden Rittenauer facing the tall task of protecting the Big Train's lead. First up at the plate, number 23, Carter Groen, takes the first offering foul for a strike.
That was such an odd sequence there to end the bottom of the 7th inning.
The 0-1 popped up high, and going under it is Luca Periello, but it'll land in the first base grandstand. Looks like we have a substitution at first base. It's number 8, Jackson Giacconi, subbing in for Emilio Gonzalez.
That foul ball last half inning providing a pretty good warm-up for Giacconi, but just a simple procedural error there from the catcher McHugh and Fielman.
As the 0-2 is nailed down towards the first base line, gloved by first baseman Jackson Giacconi for out number 1 for the Senators. Next up to the plate gonna be number 12, Owen DeShazo.
But heads-up base running by Whitaker to try and capitalize off the very uncharacteristic gaff. You don't see that kind of error very often at this level. But unfortunately, a great recovery from Thielman to get the out.
As the first offering to DeShazo is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 fouled off for strike 1.
But as you said earlier, DeShazo's been gobbling up most of the baseballs that have come his way, but most of them he didn't really have to move a ton. When he's had to go mobile, that's where problems have arisen.
As the 1-1 in there for strike 2. The 1-2 count is flied out towards right center field, drops for a base hit. He'll round on out towards second.
Oh, he's going for it.
And now he's going for third. Keenan Bowman makes the throw over to the third, and it is in time for out number 2. Keenan Bowman saving the Big Train from a tough situation, protects their lead. An excellent throw to record out number 2 and not let any Senators find a home on the bases.
That relay was Paris-worthy.
The first baseman, number 22, Mikey Guy.
My goodness. Mikey Guy now at the plate. He's been having a great night. Got a double during his first at-bat. Has had base hits in his previous 2. First offering a Guy in there for strike 1.
And that was a heck of a pick by Whitaker at third. The relay throw wasn't 100% accurate, but for him to not only pick the ball but get the tag down in time.
As the 0-1 lined foul down the left field line.
Whitaker's just looks so good defensively, not only at the hot corner, but in right field too. Made a sprawling catch not too long ago.
The 0-2 is lined out towards left center field. It'll drop for a base hit. So Mikey Guy been having a great night. A double to kick off his first at-bat. 3 consecutive base hits, bringing up number 8, Silas Boris.
It's funny, these two teams have almost had opposite hitting results. Now, that last half inning notwithstanding for the Big Train, but the Bethesda, a lot of hard hit balls that have been caught. Southern Maryland, a lot of softly hit balls that have landed safely.
As Boris will foul that one off for strike 1.
Children may not exit Shirley Povich Field without an adult present. Thank you.
The 0-1. Down low, Periello making the throw over to first. Not in time. Guy still safely aboard the base pads.
That was a great block by Giacconi to prevent that one from getting into the outfield. That would have been a long run for Skoronski.
The 1-1 is nailed down left field, ranging under it. Jaden Bastian and jumps at the wall, but it is over the wall.
No,
he makes the
caught
catch.
that.
He jumped up at the fence, makes the catch for out number 3. So the Big Train still leading 5-4. This is a completely different ball game. Stay tuned as we head into the top of the 9th inning. You're listening to Bethesda Big Train Baseball Network. And we're back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Big Train mound and fielding has held them scoreless for 2 consecutive. Your Big Train put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning to take the lead of this ball game. Matthew Wesley kicking things off for the bottom of the 8th inning. Avery Thielman still on the mound for the Senators. First offering to Wesley is outside for ball 1. An incredible catch from Jaden Bastian, jumping up at the wall to make the catch for out number 3 and protect the Big Train's hard-fought lead. As the 1-0 in there for strike 1.
I knew dolphins jumped in the ocean. Didn't know they could do it that well on land.
The 1-1 is nailed out towards right field, but under it is right fielder Carter Groen for out number 1. Now stepping up, number 39, Josh Skoronski.
The first part of that 3-person relay we saw last half inning. I'd said earlier Skoronski has thrown a handful of frozen ropes this season, redeeming himself from earlier in the game.
First offering to Skoronski outside for ball 1.
That was our first fantastic relay we had seen for either Big Train or the teams they have played thus far.
As the 1-0 grounded out towards the shortstop, Skoronski charging over towards first. The throw over to first in time for out number 2.
That was a little odd. I don't know if it took Skoronski an extra second to process that he had put one in play. But the late jump definitely not helpful.
Now up at the plate going to be number 1, Jordan Crosland.
He got a single in his last at bat. walking up to one of the greatest pop stars of our generation, 50 Cent.
Would you consider 50 Cent a pop star?
No, I wouldn't. That was the point.
First off for New Crossland, up high for ball one. The 1-0 is popped over into the glove of the third baseman. He'll make the throw over to first for out number 3. So Big Train still in the lead, 5-4. Senators gonna see if they can change that in the top of the 9th inning. Stay tuned. You're listening to Big Train Baseball Network.
The juice is in the mix, it'll fix you up. I'm gonna ride that bucket train till the sun comes up. Ride that bucket train, ride that bucket train, ride that bucket train till the sun comes up. Meet me in the corner alone. 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 Boogie, boogie, boogie down, baby. Can you boogie down?
Welcome back to the Big Train Baseball Network. Your Big Train has turned the tides of this ball game. A 5 spot in the bottom of the 7th has put them in the lead. Now on the mound for the Big Train, it's Mad Max number 43, Max Martzoff. Been one of manager Sal Colangelo's most trusted closing pitchers. He shut those Senators out 6-0. The last time these two teams faced each other over at Regency Furniture Stadium. Pinch hitter at the plate, number 14, Quinn Allen. He'll swing at the 0-1 offering. It'll go foul for strike 2. The 0-2 is outside for ball 1. Now, Martzoff, a returner to the Big Train, was here last summer to pitch for manager Sal Colangelo, has been a regular guest up in the booth with us as the 1-2 fouled off.
Now we do appreciate him giving us as much of his time as he has. I will dock him some nice points, though. I was wearing a University of Miami shirt earlier today, and he gave me a very dirty look.
The 1-2 fouled off again. So Allen stays alive to face the 1-2 count yet again.
But I think we can get past that.
But Martzoff has had some great words of wisdom to share up here in the booth as the 1-2 lined into the glove of first baseman Jackson Giacconi for out number 1. Excellent glove from Giacconi.
Perhaps that barehanded grab while he was in the dugout an omen for what would happen later in the game. A great grab in foul territory.
As Mike Sweeney Another pinch hitter now up at the plate. First offering to Sweeney is down low for ball one. The 1-0 in there for strike one. The 1-1 in there for strike two. Here comes the 1-2. Is popped up high towards right field. Under it, Josh Skoronsky for the catch, and out number two. So Mad Max and fielding squad retiring them quickly. The Senators will kick it back to the top of the order with Kadizi Queen at the plate. Was struck out during his last at-bat. First offering to Queen in there for strike one. The 0-1 in there for strike two. So Mad Max one strike away from wrapping up this ball game here at Shirley Povich Field, and it's only 9:30. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike three, and out number three, folks. Your Bethesda Big Train has won the game 5-4. My goodness, excellent pitching from Max Martzoff on the mound in the top of the ninth inning to close it out. Quentin, a 5 spot in the bottom of the seventh, pushed it over the edge for the Big Train. What are your thoughts on what you saw here tonight? What worked? What brought them success?
I don't know what it is about these late innings. I don't know why they take so long to get going. But last night they did it, came oh so close, couldn't get over the hump. Tonight they were able to by a score of 5-4. I said they had to play a complete game. It was looking like the pitching was showing up more than the hitting, although Mike Lombardi gave up a few runs, but Joey Wimpelberg, Aiden Rittenauer, Max Martzoff stepping in admirably in relief. And then the onus was on the offense, who, as we saw, came through with a 5 spot in the bottom of the seventh. They needed the bats to get hot at some point. I wasn't sure if they were going to repeat last night's singular half-inning success, but here we are once again, the cardiac train pushing themselves to 8 and 9 now. It's about stacking wins. These wins, as we've seen over these first 16, now 17 games, they are not coming nearly as easy as they have been in the past, so nights like these are extra important. So great win for them tonight. Now it's about building a winning streak, carrying over day after day.
That's right. Earlier in the week we saw them string together 2 wins, hoping to build on that, string together a couple more. Again, the pitching was excellent tonight. Max Martzoff in to close it out. He's been one of the most trusted end of the game relieving pitchers for manager Sal Colangelo, having played with him for 2 seasons, having been able to talk with him in the booth. We've seen that calm mentality and maturity that he can bring to the bullpen and to the mound. An excellent choice to close out the game. Again, I don't know what it is about these late innings, but your Bethesda Big Train offense likes to get hot during the later innings, and this time it brought them a lot of success as they walked away with a 5-4 win. An excellent win here at Shirley Povich Field for our Pop Star Appreciation Night. They're going to be at home for Shirley Povich Field again tomorrow night. Be sure to tune into the broadcast. For our producers, Jordan Parham, Lindsay Morum, our executive producer, Harrison Myers, and my partner, Quentin Corpuel, I'm Phoebe Winters, and you have been listening to the Big Train